What's going on, guys? Aero here. Guys, today I want to talk to you about some gameplay rumors that I have for the upcoming Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch. So far we've known some information about the Pokemon Switch game as to like what it could be like and maybe what the region is based off of and stuff like that, but we don't really know how this game is going to function. And with it being on a brand new system, the Nintendo Switch, there's obviously going to be some changes to it, and that's what I'm really curious about. I mean, I know for a fact that Game Freak is going to be able to produce a fun adventure for us, and we're going to have a lot of fun playing through Pokemon Switch, but I really want to see what they're going to do with this new system. With the Nintendo Switch, they have access to so much power, so many new things that they could do that they just couldn't have put if they really wanted to on the 3DS because of all those limitations. So with now all of those barriers gone, I really want to see what the gameplay for Pokemon Switch is going to look like. And so it looks like we might actually have an idea of what Pokemon Switch's gameplay is going to be like and how it's going to work thanks to this person right here. Now, the source of these rumors that I'm going to be talking about in this video are going to be coming from Pixelpart. Now, Pixelpart is actually a really reputable person to go to on Twitter. He's got some good information. So if you aren't following him on Twitter, I definitely recommend to go and follow him. This person actually has inside information, and all of the stuff that this person is talking about as to what the gameplay for Pokemon Switch could be like is stuff that I believe, and I think it has 100% a chance of happening. Because usually what happens is whenever we get these types of leaks and rumors about like what gameplay and stuff is going to be like in Pokemon Switch, there's usually one like stupid thing that comes up that pretty much just says right there like, okay, this is not gonna happen, it's probably fake. But everything that Pixelpart said in this post that he made, I can definitely see happening in Pokemon Switch. Like, there's nothing here that tells me right away like, okay, this is probably fake. Like, usually whenever we get those types of rumors, like, you know, this is what Pokemon Switch is gonna look like, this is all the cool stuff that they're gonna have HD models, they're gonna have a lot of new Pokemon, then there's always like that one really dumb thing that's gonna be at the bottom, like, oh yeah, you're gonna be able to carry 8 Pokemon at once in your party or something like that, and that pretty much ends all of the discussion on that post. But here, everything I think has a chance of happening. I'm really excited for it, so that's what I want to talk to you guys about here. And if you don't believe that Pixelpart is actually a reputable source, this is something really interesting that I'm sure is going to catch a lot of you guys off guard as well. Now, if you don't believe that Pixelpart has access to inside information, take a look at this tweet that he made on February 26th. So on February 26th, he tweeted something right here, but it's not actually important as to what he tweeted. What I want you guys to do is take a look at the first letter of all of the tweets that he's posted since this day. So if you take a look at the first letter of all of these tweets that he's made, you could see that by the end, once we get to a good portion here, I think once we get to February 28th, all the tweets, if you put the first letter of all those tweets together, it spells out Thursday Direct. And so this was on February 28th that he knew about it. And remember, we got a Nintendo Direct last week on March 8th. So basically 1 week before the Nintendo Direct even happened, Pixelpart knew that we were going to have a Nintendo Direct, which is insane. So he definitely has some inside information. So yeah, let's take a look at the supposed Pokemon Switch gameplay rumors that we've got here. And so yeah, the first thing that it says here is Pokemon Switch, enough of the BS leaks, here are some tidbits. So this is what Pixelpart is saying, and these are the notes that he has. The first one it says here is fully 3D with high-res assets. So I think this is something that we can all expect is going to be coming into Pokemon Switch. Fully 3D means all of the models for Pokemon are going to be in 3D, and we've pretty much already seen that. I think with Pokemon X and Y, they've made all of those models in 3D, and they've done that with all of the Pokemon games, and we know that deep down these models can be in HD, and all they gotta do is just change some stuff and tweak some stuff around, and I definitely think that those models are gonna work perfectly fine in Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. I think Game Freak knew like at some point they're gonna have HD models, so it's better to just create HD models of all these Pokemon right now. So yeah, the only reason that we can't see them is because the 3DS screen isn't HD, so you're not able to see how those models are supposed to look, and that's why they're like kind of pixelated and stuff when we see them on the 3DS screen. But I'm sure once they get that working on the Nintendo Switch, the 3D models are going to look great. And it also says high-res assets, so I'm assuming that they're just talking about like the region and stuff like that. I definitely think that the buildings and the trees and all the stuff that's going to be inside of the region is going to look really nice in HD as well. I'm definitely really looking forward to this game, and I just want to see how it's going to look. I think it's going to be awesome. I don't know if it's going to be like a full 1080p game. I think even 720p for a Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch is going to be amazing. I think 720p, they could do a lot of cool things with it, but if it's 1080p, it's going to be a very beautiful game. Now the next thing here is that it says it's going to use a cell shaded art style. So if you don't know what a cell shaded art style is, it's basically like how Wind Waker looks for Zelda. And if you remember Wind Waker, if you've played it before, you know that that has a really cool art style. I really like it, and to see Pokemon in this type of art style, I think it would look really cool, especially with the colors. I think if the colors will pop out and be as vibrant as they are in Wind Waker, I think it's going to be awesome seeing attacks come out and stuff like that. I think it's going to be really cool, especially with the Pokemon as well. Now I don't know if a lot of you know about this, but with Pokemon games on the 3DS, a lot of the Pokemon's models have actually had their color like faded out. And I didn't know about this until someone brought it to my attention, but now I can't unsee it whenever I see these Pokemon appear. So I'm going to show you this post on your screen right now, and I'm going to be scrolling down so you guys will be able to see multiple Pokemon. But you can see right here that on the right, there's actually a picture of what the sprite of this Pokemon used to look like in like the DS games. And then you can take a look and see the 3D model that we have in like Pokemon Sun and Moon and X and Y and stuff like that. And you can see right away that a lot of the color from the sprite that we used to have in the DS has been like faded out. And I didn't really realize this until I saw it, and now I can't unsee it because I'm like, yeah, that's so true. Like a lot of the colors for these Pokemon like Venusaur and Charizard had just been like faded out, and they don't look as vibrant as they used to on the DS screen. And I really wish that with this type of art style, I hope they go back to that, because now I can't unsee it. I'm really happy that I saw this towards like the end of the 3DS Pokemon games. Like I think if I saw something like this back with like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it would be really hard for me to play Pokemon after knowing like that these colors are just how they decided to put them into the 3DS games. Like I really don't like that. I don't like how they kind of took out all of the colors for these Pokemon, and like how they just don't look as vibrant as they used to on the DS screen. Like I really like that dark orange Charizard and like the dark blue Blastoise that we have. I don't like these faded out colors, so hopefully they can get that fixed with the shell shaded art style that's going to be in Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. Now the next thing here is that it says it's going to make use of the Switch's touchscreen, so I think that this is pretty obvious. I'm sure there's going to be some way to use the Switch's touchscreen, especially if you're going to be playing Pokemon Switch like on the go or something like that. I think it'll be cool. I think maybe some parts, like when you're battling a Pokemon, maybe it'll give you like the option to click on your moves with the touchscreen or something like that. I think there's definitely going to be some way that the touchscreen is going to be incorporated, and also I want to see how they're going to incorporate Pokemon and Me and stuff like that as well, like because obviously we don't have a touchscreen when we're playing docked on the Nintendo Switch, so I want to see how they're going to be able to use Pokemon and Me and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure Pokemon and Me will be touchscreen if you're playing on the go, and then maybe they could use like the motion controls with the Joy-Con or something like that to have Pokemon and Me on the Switch when it's docked. Now it also says here that parts of the UI will be animated and move around. So with the UI, I'm pretty sure that they're just talking about like the battle interface and stuff like that. Like, you know, when you battle Pokemon, there's like the fight option and then the bag and the run and stuff like that. Like all the different menu icons and stuff like that. So it says parts of the UI will be animated and move around. So I think that with that, it's just talking about like how with the Nintendo Switch and how you're going to be having extra power. I think Game Freak will just be able to make the menus and stuff look really smooth and really nice. I think that's what they're trying to say here, and with the animations and stuff, I think they'll look pretty cool. Like with the bag and stuff like that, I think maybe you'll be able to see like moving animations for the bag when you're like looking through your different compartments and stuff like that. I think the animations are going to look really cool with the UI, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I think a cool idea for this or something like that as to what you could expect for this would be like maybe when you're like battling Pokemon and you're burned or something like that, instead of just writing burned on your HP bar, maybe they'll have like a flaming effect that will be going over your HP bar, so you'll be able to see that. And if you're paralyzed, they'll have like a stunned electricity effect going over it. If you're frozen, maybe your HP bar will be like covered in blue ice or something like that and have icicles. I think they could do a lot of cool things with the animation, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think this stuff just wasn't possible with the 3DS as they didn't have the power to do that, but they were able to do some things like this with the animation, with the UI and stuff like that on the 3DS. Now if you remember, whenever they upgrade like their game engines and stuff like that, they usually have more power to do some things, and they have done stuff like this with the UI before. Now before, if you remember with the UI, all they were able to do was just like tell you, like, I know like some of the big improvements they had were like telling you what the weather effect was in the battle and stuff like that. And I think with X and Y, you could actually see animations with the weather appear on your bottom screen as well. Like if it was raining, you could see raindrops on the bottom screen and stuff like that. So I definitely expect to see some cool animations and stuff like that with the UI, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. And the final thing that it says here is that there is going to be some form of online P2P, unclear to what extent at the moment. Now P2P I'm pretty sure means peer-to-peer or maybe player-to-player or something like that, but basically some way for you to connect your system to someone else's system online. Now I was sure that this just meant like you're going to be able to trade with people and battle with people online, so because of how Pixelpart is saying that they're unclear as to what it means, I don't know, maybe there's going to be some sort of like new mode that they're going to be adding where you're going to be able to do some form of player versus player online or player to player online. Like I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know what they could do, but I think they were definitely talking about how with like Pokemon Switch interviews, like they are looking forward and seeing like what types of different ways they could interact with other people who have Nintendo Switches and stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think there's definitely going to be some cool modes and stuff that we didn't see coming that are going to appear in Pokemon Switch. And so there you go guys, those are all the gameplay rumors that we have for Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. I definitely think that all of these have a chance of happening. There's nothing here that seems too far-fetched to not happen for Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch. Definitely be sure to click that like button if you guys enjoyed this video, and also comment down below and let me know how you feel about these gameplay rumors. Are you excited from them? What types of changes would you make to them? Be sure to let me know all of your thoughts down below. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Pokemon content in the future, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Go follow me on Twitter at @Aero if you ever want to tweet me something or send me something. I'm usually able to reply to everyone on Twitter, so definitely go and follow me there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.